Hello, greetings, and good evening, all you gonks and chooms out there. It's everybody's favorite big collected love all, and of course, we are back. Yes, back once again with another exciting, riveting, and awesome episode of Figure Friday. Oh, yes, it is that special time of the week where we spend some quality time together and, well, we basically nerd out about all things figure, Funko, merchandise, memorabilia related of all kinds, shapes, colors, and sizes. Best believe anything of that source you're going to find right here on this channel. And of course, coming at you live not only from the world of TikTok, but also from the world of YouTube, as you well know. And of course, we are joined by my newest co-host, Gary the Ghost here. As you guys know, he has just joined us recently. But he's become an integral part of the series, and he will be here a whole lot more. What did I say? Oh, yes, thank you. There's a very good reason why I decided to wear this shirt, but we'll get into that in just a moment because if you haven't already, then I need y'all to do me a favor and grab yourself something to eat, grab yourself something to drink. If you want to grab a snack as well, that's always good because I need you guys to stay healthy and hydrated as possible. So please do go and help yourself and don't worry about me. I had my food not too long ago. It was extra good. Now I'm chilling tonight with a berry Sprite from Mickey D's, and oh my goodness. Lovely. Where you get the stickers? That I actually learned. You can actually do that whenever you're doing live sessions. You press the little pencil icon at the bottom, right down here, and then it brings up stickers. And then it brings up like chat bubbles. It brings up images, all kinds of things. Honestly, it really just depends on which one like you would feel most comfortable with, or the one that you want to kind of put on your show. But again, I never knew that until somebody else that I joined in their live, they pointed it out to me, and I thought, wow, that's actually pretty cool. Oh, dang. Well, I know. I mean, and that's perfectly fine, really. I mean, because doing live sessions, it's not really for everybody. But I mean, hey, it's entirely up to you. Heck, you're the one with the power. Don't forget that. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. You know what? Let me turn the fan real quick, y'all. Hang on. I know I should have done it before I started the show, but I mean, I was in a little bit of a blind spot because my computer or my laptop had to update before I could get the show started. Honestly, so. Oh yes, of course, and hey, I appreciate you. Hell, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate everybody who comes to my live sessions, whether it be for 5 seconds, 5 minutes. I appreciate y'all. But we have hit that mark, so we are gonna go ahead and begin tonight's episode. I want to say again, hello and welcome back for those who are just joining us, or if you're watching this as a highlight on the YouTube channel, welcome as well. So, being that it's 4th of July weekend, we are actually going to be celebrating that specific holiday tonight, because tonight will actually mark my 4th of July episode, which is actually the reason why I decided to wear this shirt, because it represents two of America's greatest icons, and of course they're sporting the flag and all that good jazz. So I'm happy to, they'll be joining us tonight. So not only will we be doing that, but also we will be celebrating by introducing not one, not even two, but 3 new additions to the pack this evening. And all I can say, for those of you guys who have seen this series that I'm talking about, all I can say is prepare for some trauma. And I need to tell you guys right now, for those of you guys who haven't seen it, a spoiler warning is issued right now. So I'm just giving you guys fair warning. Thank you so much for the fireworks. Honestly, I'm really, really happy to see them. Hello and good evening, Lady Samire. Well, thank you for joining us. But of course, like I said, there is a small spoiler warning issue for tonight, because we are talking about a series that has been out for a little bit of a while now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It's right here. Just that's all I'm gonna say. Oh my gosh! Thank you so much for the fireworks. Ooh. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for the fireworks. I appreciate you so much. And remember, y'all, gift givers and subs, y'all get howls. Okay, don't forget that. So, why don't we go ahead and get started? So, I invite you guys to please sit back, relax, kick your feet up, take a deep breath, and just chill and mellow out with your boy. Because as you know, it's just you, me, and the merchandise of tonight. So, why don't we go ahead and get started? Huh? Sorry, I don't know why that firework thing was flagged. I mean, heck, they're just fireworks. Heck, they're just digital images of fireworks. So, as customary, as you guys know, we will be introducing our first guest of the evening, who is actually also our leading lady, who, believe it or not only packs quite packs quite the amount of weaponry, but also the amount of the amount of mouthing to match. So please, ladies and gents, give our first big Wolfpack welcome to none other than Miss Rebecca. But yes, that's right, folks. It's the loaded, dual-wielding pistol of the Cyberpunk Edge Runners series who has joined us first this evening. And oh my goodness, has honestly, after being called every name in the Night City, uh, handbook, as you guys know, she's agreed to let me tell her story. Yes, indeed. Ooh. Wow, she looks awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, she does come with a stand. Thank you kindly. Just get her to stand on her stand real quick. And there she is. Little Rebecca. And trust me, I mean, I know she looks small and petite, but trust me, she knows how to hold her own. She knows how to pack quite the punch, I'm not gonna lie. Now, of course, again, small spoiler for those of you guys who haven't seen the series. I highly recommend it. Very, very good series, honestly. So Rebecca here was an edge runner of Night City who, believe it or not, was always fighting with her older brother Pilar. Now, the two siblings often teamed up with the individual known as Maine and his crew to conduct mercenary jobs. Although their daily life outside of work was very tense, since they would always, fight with each other. But I feel like that's customary for all siblings. Sibling rivalry is just a must in every family. But because of Pilar's, protective behavior, this caused her to decide that she would ultimately probably be the person to kill her brother someday. And sometime prior to the year 2076, Rebecca actually first met and worked with Maine and his crew during a limo heist. And in that moment, she ended up distracting a corporate businessman known as Maxim by spilling booze on him and ultimately cleaning it, but more of in like a sensual kind of way, Now, unfortunately, this had failed since Maxim noticed that the key that he kept in his pocket was missing, ultimately calling her, a B word, to which she replied that he was weird. So, and a little later down the line, her older brother was actually killed, but not by her. He was actually killed by what was known as a cyber psycho. And ultimately, that sent Rebecca into a rage, rushing the psycho all by herself, but was eventually stopped by the rest of Maine's crew, mostly because Maine knew how dangerous and how powerful the cyber psycho was. And when we fast forward a little later down the line, during the attack in the Corpo Plaza, Rebecca actually reunited with some of the crew members of Maine's crew and ultimately told her that they were glad that she was safe, and of course that was also for Maine's sake. But ultimately, this is kind of where the story gets a little bit morbid and a little bit heartbreaking for Rebecca, because at the height of just hope and everything seemed to be going so well, ultimately there was a moment where Rebecca actually looked up and she unfortunately was ended up getting crushed moments later by another more powerful cyber mercenary known as Atom Smasher. And in that moment, her last words we're having a moment here. Phew. And ultimately, she was crushed and destroyed by Atom Smasher, unfortunately ending her life. I'm not gonna lie, that was definitely one of the most traumatic moments in that series. But unfortunately, I gotta tell you, folks, it gets worse from there. So please, I'm sorry. I see you, Super. I see you just joined. And since you just did, I'm happy to introduce our first guest of the evening again. It's Rebecca. You probably know her. I'm sure you know her. Okay. Wait, what did I miss? Oh, a heart me. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Okay. Now, I actually did find out a couple of interesting fun facts about Miss Rebecca. The what? You talk about? You mean the shoes? Is that what you mean? Yeah, her little shoes, her little cyber shoes. Really cool, huh? Let me fix this. There we go. Okay. Now, like I said, I did find out a couple of interesting fun facts about Rebecca. For example, did you guys know that there's a tattoo on her right thigh, and it actually reads PK? The initials PK Dick. Now, I know what you guys might think about that, but trust me, this is a very good reason for that. It's actually a reference to the late Philip K. Dick, who was actually the writer and author of Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Very, very reputable book. I'm not going to lie. And also, if you guys, for those of you guys who play the Cyberpunk 2077 game, did you guys know that you can actually find her custom, incredibly powerful Carnage shotgun, affectionately named Guts, as an Easter egg that's been hidden in the game? And I'm not gonna lie, I did watch somebody discover the location of it, and it's true. It's got the paint job and it's got the everything to match. And believe it or not, in the series, she does, appear, a kid-like, and she has like a very kid-like stature and look. But believe it or not, she's actually older than she appears, since her growth was actually stunted by premature cybernetic augmentations, and it was revealed that she's actually in her 20s. Yeah, I kid you not, she's in her 20s. Now, how far along in her 20s, I cannot specify, so I won't. Otherwise, she might aim those guns at me. So, I'm not going to say that. Okay, let me just keep the boxes together. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, okay, I thought it said something like that. Okay. Wait, hold on, did it? Okay, it does say something on the back of the box, but I want to save it for a very good reason. Just bear with me, folks. Bear with me. Okay, you guys good? Make sure you're hydrating. Please make sure you're hydrating. Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. So, next up, we are actually going to be introducing our second female guest of the evening, who, believe it or not, started out as a ruthless thief, but ultimately found a better path to follow and to walk. So please, ladies and gents, give me another big Wolfpack welcome to Miss Lucina Kushina, aka Lucy. Yes, it's her, folks. It's the Netrunner of Night City, and also of the Cyberpunk Edge Runner series, who's also joined us this evening. And, well, thankfully, after getting back my belongings, Miss Lucy, since she picked my pocket, she agreed to let me tell her story. Okay. Oh, she also comes with a stand. Well, that's obvious. I mean, she's got those heels and everything. I mean, heck. Here. Wow. I'm not gonna lie. She looks boss. Check her out. She looks really, really nice tonight. Of course, she's sporting her trademark look, honestly. Wait, what is that? A flashy gold. What is it? 3 gifters send goat to your live in 15 minutes. I mean, hey, it's completely up to y'all, man. If you want to, I mean, hey, you don't have to. But allow me to share a little bit of history about her story here. Thank you so much for the 5 goats, honestly. But as you know, it's got to be one per user, honestly. But I appreciate you for starting us off. Um, so, Miss Lucy here, for example, she'd actually been a part of Maine's crew for around a year, and while stealing shards from the corpos on their way to Corporate Plaza by Encart, she actually attempted to steal shards that were held by a certain teenage boy who, actually having noticed her presence beforehand, utilized what was known as a Sandevistan implant and was able to intercept her actions by grasping her by her arm. Now, ultimately, Lucy shrugged off his arm and grasped onto his with the emotion. I'm sorry, with the motion for him to follow her, in which, of course, thankfully, he did. And Lucy proceeded to interrogate him, and she informed him that she was messing with her job, as she called it. And after a short discussion, the two came to a mutual agreement to work together, mostly resulting in Lucy taking him on as a trainee and a protege, and them splitting the earnings even 70-30. Seems fair to me. Lucy then invited him home to her apartment, and even included him in a romantic moonwalk. A romantic moonwalk brain dance. And I mean, I don't want to specify what a brain dance is, but you guys are more than welcome to look that up. And but unfortunately, the brain dance was interrupted when fellow crew members Maine and Dorio and Pilar arrived in her apartment. Maine threatens to physically reclaim the Sandevistan from the teenage boy, which prompted Lucy to remind him that she requested there to be a no murder rule in effect. And ultimately, it did go over, where she actually helps to train the teenage boy by taking him on nighttime jobs as well. And at one point, she actually notices him gawking at her while she's in her birthday suit. So, I mean, you can't really fault the guy. I'm just saying. Having just come up from a dive, but I mean, that's one of the main, sort of pillars of being a net runner in Night City. You do have to be in the nude in order to get the most effective part of your job done. So, as Pilar attempted to cop a feel, as you will, by putting a towel around her, and she actually did what was known as a quick hack on his arm and ended up shorting it out. Oh, thank you so much for the Liberty gloves. I mean, heck, now playing. I ain't gonna find nobody. Oh, thank you so much for the gloves. Thank you so much. The gloves are off though. But over time, the more the time the two spent together, she actually ended up to develop feelings for her partner, and eventually they start to begin a relationship, and lasted for a pretty good while, and eventually they actually moved in together. But unfortunately, again, we come back to the year 2076, when an unknown amount of time had actually passed, and where they were living together in a new high-rise apartment in Japantown. And over time, she had actually been absent from Maine's crew and the missions, and instead was using her time to kill any netrunner that was trying to recover the data in which she corrupted. Oh, goodness gracious, got some gas. Woo! And ultimately, oh my goodness. Ow, that's pointy. Goodness. Thank you so much for the style goggles. I appreciate you so much. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate the style goggles. However, she doesn't tell the rest of the crew, including her man as well, which ends up causing sort of a strain on their relationship, which is further strained when her lover, or her man, actually begins to suffer from cyber psychosis. Unfortunately, it actually results in him beginning to have frequent insomnia, and ultimately he ended up collapsing one night while staring at his mother's ashes and, of course, a photo. And again, ultimately, Lucy, she took him to a local dock where she is shocked when she actually found out when he assaulted him over the suggestion that he downgrade his cyberware. And ultimately, after they leave, she confronted him about his decision. Both of them expressed frustration, and of course, the way it went is that he was upset with her because of her secrecy, and she was upset with him because of his deadly chrome obsession. So, I mean, in a way, you can kind of see where they were butting heads. And ultimately, again, when the deadly atom smasher came crashing down into the plaza, it causes it to just collapse, and ultimately she's taken down with it. But as Smasher begins to physically beat and assault the other guy, which of course is Lucy's man, she attempts to quickhand him only to be countered by his advanced security systems. So again, fellow crew member Falco grabbed her up and, of course, along with a certain piece of clothing from her man and 2.5 million eddies, which of course was currency in that time in reward money, given to them by Faraday. They actually managed to escape in the Chevron vehicle. And unfortunately, Lucy begged him to turn around and turn back and go back. But Falco told her that his final wish was to help Lucy escape because she actually had greater aspirations than the life she was living. So after some amount of time, after the events of Night City and, of course, the Servo Complex job, Lucy accomplished her dream of traveling to the moon, where she actually joined a moon tour to visit the very first place that she and her man actually went on the very first brain dance. I'm sorry. Of course, it was in the moon. Now, they were fully equipped, in astronaut gear, and an extremely dejected Lucy walked off from the tour to a particular nearby spot where she had a momentary vision of him that decided to visit her that made her remember their first brain dance experience together. Lucy then turned towards the gleaming sun, raising her arms and embracing the truth, but also embracing its warmth with a very, very sad smile, knowing that not only did she accomplish her dreams, but at the same time, she was actually able to share in this moment one last time with him. So again, that's a little bit more trauma and very, very sad story. And believe it or not, I actually did find out a couple of interesting fun facts about Miss Lucy here. For example, Lucy is actually named after the cyberpunk Edge Runners creator, Rafal Jackie's mother. And interestingly enough, Polish given name Lucina is actually derived from Latin lucina, which means one who brings into the light. So in a way, it kind of pertains to her character a lot more. And probably the most interesting fact is that both voice actors of Lucy, both Japanese and English, they share the same voiceover role for the character Mao Mao in the Apothecary Diaries anime. And of course, I'm actually happy to say that I met her English voice actress, Emmy Lowe. Very, very nice lady and a very, very attentive. I'm not gonna lie, very attentive to her fans. Okay, and there's also a saying right here on the little flap of the box. But again, we're saving that for the ending of the series. So please, folks, bear with me. Trust me, I'm gonna read every single one of them. Okay, you guys good? I want to make sure you're good because I mean we've actually come to it at last. Okay, so now it's time for the finale, and of course, the final guest of the evening, folks, who really showed us the fact that pushing the limits of tech can, yes, make you strong, make you powerful, but unfortunately, it'll also make you go cyber psycho. So please, ladies and gents, give me one big wolf pack last big Wolfpack welcome to Mr. David Martinez. Yes, that's right, folks. The wielder of the legendary San Devistan has joined us this evening. And of course, thankfully, after a lengthy recovery process after getting over his mother's passing, spoiler alert, he has joined us and, of course, allowed me to share his story. There he is. Sporting his trademark look, and of course the jacket, his trademark with the symbol here. I know it looks like a BS, but believe it or not, it's actually E and R, Edge Runner, because that's what he was. But of course, he's joined alongside his female companions, and of course, allow me to share his story. So, as you guys know, David Martinez was born to Mother Gloria Martinez in the back of an ambulance while it was actually speeding through the streets of Night City, while reattaching the arm of an edge runner who had gotten it shot off. And Gloria actually felt her water break in that moment, so she quickly finished the sutures before telling the mercenary to swap seats with her. I mean, trust me, it gets a little bit different. So just bear with me, folks. She then proceeded to deliver her own child on the gurney, with the ambulance still speeding towards the hospital. But the Merc alongside her, believe it or not, ended up cutting the umbilical cord using what was known as a pair of mantis blades in his arms. And the very same mantis blades in the very same arm that Gloria had just reattached. And a brutal yet somewhat poetic tale, if you ask me, that, believe it or not, I feel like it sort of created a very good bond between mother and son in the awareness that she would do absolutely anything for her child. And of course, he would never, ever let her down, which is very good. Now, unfortunately, we fast forward a couple of years. David is, I believe, 16, 17 years old at the time. And unfortunately, his mother actually passes away due to a vehicle crashing into another vehicle after it was blown up by a rocket. And as David saw his mother lying motionless on the road after regaining consciousness. So in a way, he did see his own mother pass. The trauma team ultimately arrived shortly after, but ignored them, mostly for not being insured. But I mean, we're talking about Night City here, folks. I mean, insurance and money is really the only way to get by. And took only the corporate client with them. So over time, after sometime, David managed to bring his mother to a back alley clinic where she became stabilized, which was good news. He arrived back at their apartment with his mother's belongings and discovered that she had actually procured a military-grade piece of tech known as the San Devistan neural wear implant from a cyber psycho. Now, once home, while struggling with the fact that even though his mother was stable at that back alley doc's office, she ended up passing away. And of course, ultimately, he had her cremated. So after David was struggling with the loss of his mother, David received a call from Katsuo, which was a bully from school, mocking him and his mother's death, which unfortunately ended up pushing him over the edge. And boy, did he really get pushed, because David eventually ended up leaving his apartment to visit that very same back alley doc, where he demanded him to implant the San Devistan into his body, directly into his body. Now, ultimately, Doc initially dismissed David's request on the grounds that, he doesn't have the money nor the battle-hardened body to handle such a huge piece of military-grade technology hardware. However, shortly after Doc changed his mind and ultimately decided he would do it, but not before telling David that if he'd come back to Doc crying to have it removed again, because it will likely drive him crazy, Doc would get the San Devistan from him for free. And of course, David had agreed, so he went through the process, very excruciating, because he decided to abstain from taking any kind of Novocaine to dull the pain. And of course, the next morning, where he made his way to the academy, David noticed that a mysterious girl was aboard the in-cart train. And of course, you could probably guess what she was doing. Yes, that's right. She was stealing shards from unsuspecting corporate employees on their way to the city center. And of course, ultimately, when they did cross paths, he ended up learning the woman's name was Lucy. And of course, the only reason they did cross paths was because he noticed that she tried to take David's shard, but unfortunately, he intercepted her utilizing his implant. And of course, ultimately, as you guys know, David ended up shacking up with Lucy, where he also joined into Maine's crew, where he went on several jobs and, of course, getting paid very handsomely. I'm not going to lie. But unfortunately, when we fast forward a few months, Maine actually ended up dying after a job. And of course, David had actually taken over leadership of Maine's crew. But of course, that was also because Maine had appointed him on that job, prior to his passing. And with his new cyberware enhanced body, it was actually not necessarily wreaking havoc on his body, but it actually made him look different because he became enlarged and had many implants similar to Maine's, including the gorilla arms and the projectile launching system. And of course, his demeanor had also grown noticeably calmer compared to when he had first joined Maine's crew. Now, as we fast forward a few years into the year 2076, when we take a moment to see the Arasaka Tower job, where David had actually managed to flee Arasaka Tower with Lucy, with Smasher inadvertently killing Faraday in the process. We kind of knew that was coming. So, what were we going to do? I'm sorry. He actually ended up pursuing and going after David and Lucy. But unfortunately, with the Sandevisan, it was wreaking havoc on David's body and his mind, because he actually was continuing to slip both in and out of cyberpsychosis until Lucy ended up, just found out, helping David to come back, which caused David to briefly return to his senses and his desire to see Lucy escape their circumstances and to achieve her dream of making it to the moon. Now, unfortunately, during that time, Lucy was expressing her sadness at the circumstances, with the couple being aware, because they both knew that David would not survive the ordeal, whether it be by Adam Smasher's doing or by the Sandevistan basically driving him crazy enough to do something stupid to get himself killed, which, either way. But when David and Lucy descended to the bottom of Arasaka Tower and reunite briefly with fellow crew members Falco and Rebecca, David would speak privately with Falco and let him know the plan was to see Lucy's safety, regardless of what happened to him. And of course, the team was interrupted by Adam Smasher, who unfortunately had crushed Rebecca. He knocked Falco to the side and tanked Lucy's hacks before resuming his battle one-on-one with David. Now, thankfully, David was able to manage a distraction against Smasher long enough for Falco to get Lucy to safety and to escape. And of course, in that moment, Smasher directing all of his attention at David, he actually, I'm not going to lie, reading up on this, it's going to get a little bit morbid, folks. I'm not going to lie, so I do apologize. Mr. Smasher ended up ripping his cyber skeleton apart with simple, uncouth, brute strength. Now, before dealing the final blow, however, Smasher pondered that David could actually make an interesting construct. And of course, a comment that David dismissed ultimately before moments of his execution with a headshot by Smasher. Now, in that moment, he was sad, he was upset, but at the same time, he was meeting death with a smile. because in that moment he knew that Lucy would be able to not only be safe but also fulfill her dream of leaving behind all of Night City and also David leaving behind a legacy of hope. So ultimately, I feel like he died a hero. Okay. And again, I'm going to read all these back to back. But I did find out a couple of interesting fun facts about Mr. Martinez here. For example, did you guys know? This also goes out to my gamer fans that in the Cyberpunk 2077 game, you can actually order a custom drink named the David Martinez at the Afterlife bar. And oh yeah, also David's 1 in a million high tolerance for cyberware is actually a result of a high humanity stat and a supportive environment, such as like a relatively secure life and loving associates. So in a way, it does make sense and it speaks a lot for his character. Oh, goodness gracious. But I mean, hey, with that being said, folks, I just want to say thank you to everybody who came out to see me tonight. I appreciate all the gifts, all the love, all the likes. We hit 8.6K likes. You guys just blew me up this evening. I thank y'all so much. I look forward to seeing you guys next week for another riveting episode. And of course, feel free to hit the subscribe button. Make sure y'all smash that like button, smash that share button as well. You know, favorite sample either one of these fine videos when they do appear. And I will be shooting over to my Twitch to do some gameplay. Not really sure what yet, but I mean, hey, we will see. Thank you. Hey, thank you as well, Lady Samira. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. But like I said, I look forward to seeing you guys next week for another riveting episode. Oh, I see you. I see you, Mimi. Okay, hold on. Let me. I'm gonna end it here on YouTube real quick. Hold on 1 second. So again, subscribe here. Like these videos as well.